Well, a woman who has become the voice and face of gun violence prevention made a stop in Minneapolis today.
Former Arizona Congresswoman Giffords kicked off a panel discussion that focused on the need for better laws to protect women from gun violence. The group included Minneapolis Police Chief Janae Harto and local domestic violence prevention advocates. The former Congresswoman was shot in the head in Tucson, Arizona in 2011. Giffords retired a year later, and now, as she continues to recover, travels the country encouraging people to find ways to make their communities safer. Angela Davis sat in on that roundtable discussion this morning. She's here right now to tell us about it. Hi, Angela.
Hi, it was very interesting. You know, that shooting was almost 4 years ago, and Gabby Giffords still walks with a cane, but she's clearly quite strong again. Her visit to the Harriet Tubman Center in Minneapolis is part of a national tour, the 6th stop out of 9 cities. All of the events bring together women to find ways to reduce the number of women who are injured or killed by people with guns.
Hello.
She has a powerful presence, a warm smile, and a determined spirit.
Stalkers with guns, abusers with guns, criminals with guns, that makes gun violence a women's issue. For mothers, for families, for me and you.
Domestic violence homicides.
Gabby Giffords listened as others shared ideas. Minneapolis Police Chief Janae Harto says she would like to see tougher laws to protect women when they're seeking a restraining order.
We know that people are more vulnerable at some times than others. So when it's the heat of the moment or during that time of applying for it is when I believe women are most vulnerable. So our ability to be able to get those guns at that time or allow somebody not to purchase will be incredibly valuable.
The head of the Harriet Tubman Center says while Minnesota has gun laws in place, they are often inconsistent.
One of the things that we're interested in is looking at domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, dating violence, exploitation and trafficking, labor trafficking, and see if we can make them more uniform, easier to administer.
Giffords' visit concluded with a ride-along with the police chief and a visit to a shelter for women.
Women can lead the way. We stand for common sense. We stand for responsibilities. We can change our laws. We can win elections.
Giffords is the co-founder of a group that highlights the fact that women in the United States are 11 times more likely to be killed by a person with a gun than women in other developed nations. Today, the Minneapolis Police Chief announced the launch of something called the Minnesota chapter of Protecting All Women Leadership Network. And this is a group that will continue to meet and eventually share their ideas with state lawmakers, Amelia.
And how is she doing health-wise?
I think she looks really good. I talked to her staff about it. They say that she is still in speech therapy as well as physical therapy, and you notice she speaks still very slowly and deliberately. But she's active. She's doing yoga, she's riding an incumbent bike, and traveling a lot and continuing to improve.
Good for her.
Yeah.
All right, that's good to see. Thank you, Angela.